Hi everyone, I'm Liang Jun, and I'll be talking about the entire EwA project opening audit itself for term 23-24. So mainly, I think before we go into the process, I want to emphasize on why we actually have this entire EwA audit, right? So a lot of y'all might question that, hey, actually the entire strength of EwA is actually innovation. Why we actually have EwA audit to limit the entire innovation? So just want to clarify here, the entire EwA project opening audit, right, is to guard the bare minimum of EwA event, which is like how can we actually ensure all the elements that included so that this event considered as a proper EwA event instead of like any other event that outside of ISAC. So it's also another part is want to guard on the bare minimum in terms of like finance and legalities, which is like there's no loss, your finance cash flow is actually guarded well, your partnership in terms of your ER and also your FP, your youth experience in terms of like project quality and also all the PM side. So to ensure all the bare minimum is actually achieved. That's where we also emphasize on this is the bare minimum. You still can innovate based on all the event needed, but basically the entire event will include all these elements and this element have to be guarded well in this entire audit. So the key focus entire here is want to make sure every event that is actually planned is actually for a long term. And also make sure LC that actually got on all the elements that should be taken care, which is on FLBD, PM, and also youth experience that side. Lastly, is also to empower all the members to take care of the quality instead of like just we want to have the event to happen. We only let the event happen. We want to make sure the quality and also the importance of collecting all the data, making sure there's a systematic framework to guide the entire process, and then the importance of documentation so that the next term they can refer back as well. So this also will actually provide the entire long-term roadmap in terms of like how this event going to contribute to your upcoming roadmap of your LC as well. So before I go into the criteria, mainly I want to emphasize on the entire audit time frame, right? So right now, is actually in the quarter 2 audit, which is February, right? So this quarter two audit, after you submitted, if you actually pass it, you will allow to run the event in May, June, July. In case that you're unable to fulfill quarter 2 audit or you miss out the deadline, you will need to wait until quarter 3 audit, which is on May, and you will unable to execute any event in May, June, and July because of you miss out the quarter 2 audit. So those events that should happening in February, March, and April, you should be submit your audit by before this quarter. But right now it's already passed. So that's why I think we emphasize on this quarter 2 audit is very important. And the reason that why we send to this entire process is because of EwA, we don't have an entire peak, we don't have like summer peak or winter peak, right? So that's why we actually make into quarterly basis. And also we want to make sure there's enough time frame for youth and partner side because generally partner we will need more time to align with the partner, and which we will actually need more time frame for your entire project to finalize on the audit before you actually get the portfolio to pitch on the partner and to sell to your youth. So in case that you have event going to happen in quarter 3 and you wish to submit in quarter 2 audit itself, you are allowed to do so, but make sure you plan it earlier and finalize everything earlier and not change a lot of like entire things actually finalized and you didn't change a lot of major changes of the entire event itself. That's the entire EwA time frame. So right now I directly go into the entire criteria itself. So before I pass on to other department, so mainly I'll just emphasize on as EwA department what you need to guard on. So first thing first, the entire objective of this EwA criteria is actually to ensure all the event alignment with the youth value proposition and also partner value proposition, which means by we not having the event because of we see the partner value proposition, we able to get partnership or like get FP, or we not able to like if this happening, we are unable to actually ensure the main objective of EwA achieve, which is basically the beneficiary is always back for youth, right? That's why youth and also partner value proposition have to be in there and have to align together. And also, second thing on the project also need to actually ensure you have a clear goal setting and the timeline and also entire implementation plan as well. So mainly the criteria is not that much. Basically, you can see as a glance here. So for EwA right now, I think you can go through is that you need to ensure your completion of business model canvas, the measurement of impact MOI, the goal setting, the general content, which is basically the entire event team and also the entire event, how what is the key activity, and then the timeline and also implementation plan, market and channel research, which is basically for you to segment out what are the youth persona and segment that you wish to focus on, and which are the UI and channel that you wish to target on. So for partner HR and finance, I think we'll go through it after I go through the entire EwA audit, the entire EwA criteria. So for first thing on business model canvas, why we actually have this entire thing is also to provide a clarity of why EwA event should create, deliver, and also capture value between partner and youth. So the main thing that you need to make sure is to ensure both youth and partner value proposition is actually included, and included all the resource that needed so that you will know exactly what need to happen in order to fulfill this business model canvas. And in case that you're not so sure what is your customer need, you can feel free to actually find something called value proposition canvas that will actually help to facilitate what is needed in this business model canvas to ensure the sustainability of this entire event. So that will be the first thing. Second thing is after you have the entire business model canvas, you will basically know what exactly the youth needs, what exactly the partner needs. And this is where you actually start to define the key success, which is the MOS and KPI that you need to measure in order to achieve the objective and outcome of the event. So you need to know like what exactly you are contributing, what SDG, and then what are the goal and expected outcome so that you can measure whether this event is a success or how much we achieve, how much we have go through with this event. After that, you basically know all the MOS and KPI already. Then you will start to go into the detail, which is on the youth funnel and partner funnel to map out based on the timeline, which is basically in each timeline, what are the funnel and when should this goal coming in. And please take note that, right, your entire goal setting should come first before your strategy and context. You won't like go because of, I think my youth market is not developed and then I put lesser goal. It will not work that way because of that will be the limiting factor for you to grow further. It should be like how much I wish to grow and with the context that coming in, and then I will put on my strategy on what I need to tackle in order to solve the current market problem. So this is also where we actually enhance the growth, and this is why the goal setting is there as well. So main thing we want to make sure everyone you finalize on your entire EwA youth funnel and also a financial partner funnel. And that's why also you make sure the momentum of both sides on partner and also youth is actually achieved. You're not going to just achieve partner side and then there's no youth because of both things have to achieve together and to sustain together. So another part I think is on the general content, which basically it define all the general details and the event and also activities. Basically it tell about what key activity need to be included. And this is also where the innovation happens. So in case that you have partners or you have youth perspective, please do synergy these things with your BD to discuss what is the things then to co-create together with your youth and partner side. And this is where the innovation coming in. And take note that only you speak event, right, which is the you speak forum, need to fulfill the three elements, which is empower, engage, and commit. So basically, I think the you speak criteria I listed down after this EwA criteria itself. So next part is on the timeline planning, which basically defined on the operational and executional timeline planning, which means by you have to define on your youth general timeline and also your partner general timeline. I think there's a mistake here. So what are your partner timeline and so what are your youth timeline? And basically after align based on your goal setting, what is your peak and when is your goal coming in, then you exactly know what are things that need to be included in planning, event, and marketing, all those things, right? So just a tips, right? If you know exactly when is your event going to happening based on your youth segment, like after I understand this timeline where youth are most free, they have they are the peak, they will actually participate in our event. Try to do, after you set the timeline, after you know when is the D-Day, try to do backward planning so you will know exactly how much time you need to do in order to make sure the event happen. So we will not rush on the entire thing. After you map on the entire thing, you just realize that, oh, at the end, I just left 1 month or 2 months. After you do backward planning, you will exactly know how many time I needed to prepare before the event D-Day. And then the second last thing is on the market and channel research analysis, which this part is actually need for you all to do the market research to understand who are your main youth beneficiary, and also what are your customer segment and GTCM so that you can focus on the right target market and the right youth persona. So after this, you based on the entire market analysis, which is on the customer segment, then you identify which UR is the most effective channel to achieve the goal. So you won't focus on every single channel because of you will put on specific strategy to focus on which channel that you should target, right? So that's why I think this is very important for you to make a goal breakdown for all the UR channel that focus. Which one is your priority channel? Which one is your lower priority channel or medium priority channel? So that I can put the emphasis on the strategy that to tackle on the channel that you wish to tackle on. So that will be the entire EWA or criteria itself. So for those LC who are actually running USpeak, right? You will need to actually also fulfill this entire USpeak criteria, which is basically before event D-Day, you have to ensure you have a focused SDG target, you have a focused SDG topic, there is an inner and outer journey, and there is Isaac value actually included in before the event D-Days in the general content tab. During the event, the goal setting activity have to be included, action space have to be included, which is on what are the action, what are the things that practical space that the youth going to happen, and what are the opportunity showcasing going to have, and also power talk, and also a space with external. Lastly, on what is the commit space that you wish to have. So in case that you wish to know more about these things, you can approach me to get basically how does we define use speak forum and use speak event. And also if you want to get a framework, you can let me know how AI actually define a use speak forum event, right? And lastly, after the event D-Day, have to make sure you follow up the email and send the deliverables and also the feedback form I've sent. So this is basically the bare minimum that if you actually run USpeak forum. Do take note that if you run USpeak forum, you still need to fulfill all the criteria here, which is on the entire EWA criteria. Yeah, so basically that will be the entire EWA criteria.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon, the MCVP Finance and Legalities. So basically, this will be the recording for the EWA audit criteria for finance and legalities function itself. So why are we actually have like EWA audit is actually to prioritize in terms of the project sustainability in finance and legalities, and also to allow the synergy happen for EWA and also BD to actually to achieve long-term sustainability for the product of EWA itself. So in terms of like criteria to achieve for the EWA audit for FL criteria, there are certain criteria, which is like, first is the touch point budget, the second will be the profit strategies, third will be the profitability, fourth will be the accrual budget, and also risk management, as well as the legalities itself. So for touchpoint budget wise, it's mainly like for you to plan and also do a projection in terms of like the budget for the EWA project, as well as like to plan in terms of like the backup budget for 30%, no matter which scenarios that you're actually utilizing, whether you have the sales or like without the sales itself. And secondly, the profit strategy is basically for you to plan ahead in terms of like how will be the implementation plan, and also like how will be the projected return for in the entire profit strategies, as well as like the PIC, as well as deadline. So after you're done with the profit strategy, make sure that the plan goal for the profit strategy is also updated towards the accrual budget of the monthly goal itself. And also for the accrual budget itself, remember to utilize the tab that we have for each of the month, and also to align with EWA and also BD goals. So EWA is like if let's say your LC are actually having as you're having the delegates for EWA sign up. So make sure that to align in terms of that EWA, as well as for the BD goal is like to align in terms of the sales amount that will be inside the monthly actual itself. And for the cost, make sure that you include all the costs of the project management that also align with the touchpoint budget itself. And also make sure that beside the touchpoint budget, if let's say you have others budget that you'll be utilizing in the entire EWA project, make sure to be insert into the accrual budget as well. So make sure that when you are planning for your project profitability, it's actually above 30%. And all of the project have to make sure that you are planning your project in surplus instead of in loss. Because imagine if let's say you have planned your project in loss, then when you're actually looking into your budget, right, then you will be actually you expense your cost, when you use your money, right, then you will be actually referring to the budget, and then you will go into a loss itself. Yeah. And then for legalities wise, you just have to utilize the agreement template that attached in this link here to ensure that all the agreement template are utilizing the latest version itself. So basically, when coming to the touchpoint budget, just make sure that you just insert all the item and also all the quantity and also unit price, and then the formula will basically formulated out, and then like all the total number will be also stated as in this spreadsheet itself. And then for the accrual budget wise, you just have to make sure that you key in all the data because it is actually formulated. So make sure that you key in each of the month for the budget. And then when you key in the actual, it will also reflect it on the project EwA itself. And in terms of the profitability, after you added all the actual amount and even the budget amount, right? Budgeted amount, it will actually show you the total goal of the profitability as well as the actual of the profitability in the row of in the column E66 and E68. And then for the budget for EwA and BD, make sure to align in the MOI for the EwA framework. For BD, is like to align on their BD project sales distribution sheet itself. And for the profit strategy, it's just to make sure that you input all the necessary kind of data into this spreadsheet itself from column D to F and also H to M itself. And for risk management wise, just make sure that you actually fill up all the identification and analysis, assessment, and also the mitigation from column A to U itself. And make sure to utilize the latest 10 risk type that also in the framework itself. Yeah. So that is basically, that's all. And lastly, like what I mentioned previously, to utilize the latest either contract template lah. So if you have any kind of question or any concern or doubt, feel free to actually approach me to clarify on any of the question that you have.
Okay, so I think we have done with the FL criteria. So right now we go with the business development criteria. Mainly why the business development criteria here is to ensure the project is actually sustainable, not just run for this term or this peak only, but we want to make sure this project is actually not going to be sustainable for your entire entity, and your partnership have receive all the standard and have clear alignment with the partnership. So how we actually make sure this happen? Basically, there's only one criteria. It's not that complicated, which is to draft out the entire list of partner and which is include on re-raise or potential partner to be engaged. And that include all the partner here, where and either you have past EwA event that you wish to re-raise the partner, or any existing partner you have, or any upcoming partner that you wish to actually engage. So make sure you are 100% complete with all the LP, FP, and SP, so that all the details are filled up and it's aligned with HubSpot data. So whenever you actually have your leads meeting, MOA sign, sales bond, everything is actually should be recorded in this tracker as well. Next thing, we'll go into people management, whereby why we actually have this part is also to make sure your EwA membership is actually being taken care, because this is your resource who will be help you to execute the entire event. And you have to make sure their JD is actually clear, including not just our membership, but also who involved in the entire manpower itself, which is like those helper, everything, it should be drafted entirely. So what you need to actually do is main thing here to insert all the name and all the JD that we're going to require for this project structure, and make sure all the tasks is as detailed as possible. And actually can refer, right? There is actually another part which is on the funnel where you can put very clearly in this JD, it should be included before D-Day, during D-Day, after D-Day. So you won't actually, in case that you're actually going to recruit OC, right? Like maybe you have certain JD that need to take care during the D-Day, you're going to recruit like helper to actually help out. So make sure every JD is actually cover the entire funnel. So before event or like after event, during event, there won't be any role left out. Just example, if you have like marketing role, make sure during D-Day, you have a very clear JD, not just I do the attraction before the event and during event, after event, I'm not so sure what I need to do. And this will neglect the learning of the membership. And this is why this criteria is very, very important. So this entire submission timeline, we actually launched the EwA audit, which is by today, which is 6th of January 2023. And you will need to submit the entire audit by 18th of February, which is Saturday. And the logic behind is basically very simple. We want to make sure every single audit is actually fulfilled for quarter 2. And this is also the timeline exactly before WNC happened. And it's for us to actually, for MC also have capacity to check on by the time that we can announce the result by 21st of February. And make sure your project is counted as passed for every single department. So which means like for EwA, which include if you are running YSF, your YS criteria is actually included, BD, PM, and FL. With if the project fails, it means that your project will not open and it will not recognize as the result for any EwA participants or the entire funnel of EwA. So I think just to reemphasize again, the role of EwA audit is not to create limitation or to actually create any things that to increase JD, because this should be the minimum bare criteria that we should fulfill before we open any single EwA event. And I think the submission is very simple. It's actually changed according to how last time IGV actually implemented. So you can click inside the link whereby you should see this entire sheet, right? And I think what you need to do just include on the event and the entire EwA framework. If you cannot find the framework, you can just click the link to duplicate yourself and include your EwA folder. The reason why you actually need to include EwA folder is also for you to document every single thing, including on the registration form, everything, and it's also for national site to monitor and to support on. So we can always understand how many registration and how is the funnel going on in EwA. And make sure you actually take for submission before the deadline so that we can make sure you actually submit before the deadline. And fill up all the entire details. I think the tick one is you don't need to actually send an email. As long as you tick, you just take before deadline and then we check before deadline. So make sure you actually put down the type of project, which include on the any is either EwA or Uspeak forum, and the mode of the delivery, whether it's hybrid, virtual, or physical. And all the criteria should be listed here. So you can refer on and we actually list down after you announce the result. We will let you know whether you're able to run the event for Q2. So in case that your criteria that you failed is still adjustable, it's very minor changes, we will allow for changes. But make sure you treat this entire audit very, very seriously in order to make sure event is a successful one, is a sustainable one, and is a success. Yeah, it's something that can impact for your entity for upcoming term. So I think with that, if you have any questions, feel free to contact any one of us. Like contact me for any EwA criteria, contact PM, contact BD, contact FL if you have any questions. So I hope that you do your synergy well and submit before deadline. Yeah.